So, you probably use AI tools like ChatGPT all the time, right? But do you really know how they work? For most of us, what's happening behind the screen is a total mystery. In this explainer, we're going to pull back that curtain and show you the hidden machinery that makes it all run.
Okay, let's start with a statement that sounds, well, just plain wrong, but it's actually completely true. When you type a message into ChatGPT, you are not talking to GPT. Now, this isn't just some nerdy, nitpicky detail. Honestly, it's probably the single most important thing to grasp if you want to make sense of anything happening in the world of AI right now.
So, if you're not talking to the AI model itself, who or what are you interacting with? That's the big question, right? And we're going to answer it. The solution is actually pretty simple. It's an elegant structure that powers basically every single AI product you've ever used.
And here it is. The answer is what we call the three-layer stack. The best way to think of it is like the fundamental anatomy of an AI. Once you understand these three layers, it's like you'll have this kind of X-ray vision. You'll see exactly how these tools are built and, more importantly, why they act the way they do.
It all breaks down into these three simple parts. We've got the application, inference, and the model. We're actually going to start from the inside out, beginning with the very core, the model. Then we'll move up to the process of inference, and we'll finish with the part you actually see and touch, the application.
All right, first up, the model. The absolute best way to think about this is as a brain in a jar. Seriously, it's just a gigantic file packed with numbers, the result of this one-time, incredibly expensive training process. And here's the most crucial part. You got to remember this. Once that training is done, the model is frozen. It's a static artifact. It does not learn from you. It doesn't update when you chat with it at all.
Okay, so next up is inference. If the model is the brain, then inference is the act of thinking. It's the process of taking your question and running it through that brain to get an answer. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Every single time you ask something, it's a completely fresh start. The process has zero memory of what you asked it even 2 seconds ago. It's totally stateless.
So you're probably thinking, wait, if the model is a brain with no memory, how does anything work? How does it remember our conversation? Well, that's where the top layer comes in, the application. This is the body that's been built around the brain. It's the chat window you type in, it's the hidden instructions, the system prompts, the memory features, the guardrails, all of it. This is the layer you actually talk to.
And this right here brings us to one of the biggest misconceptions about AI. We all kind of have this feeling that the model is learning from us, right? That it's getting smarter with every single thing we type. But if the model itself is frozen solid, how is that possible? Well, it turns out it's a really clever illusion.
So here's the magic trick explained. You feel like the AI is learning from your chat, but what's really happening is that the application, the body, is taking your entire conversation history and just secretly stuffing it back into the prompt every single time you hit send. The brain isn't remembering anything. The body is just constantly reminding it what you just talked about.
And just to be super clear about this, the model's weights, those billions of numbers that make up the brain itself, do not change. They are locked in place after that initial training. Your conversation doesn't alter its fundamental structure one single bit. So then, how does it remember you? How does it know your name or pull facts from a PDF you uploaded? Well, all those amazing features that feel like learning and personalization, they are not happening in the brain. Nope. They are all sophisticated systems built into the body, that application layer. Okay, so this is way more than just a cool technical fact. Understanding this three-layer stack is actually essential. It completely changes how we should think about three really critical things: trust, regulation, and even how we buy and sell AI services.
Let's kick off with trust. I mean, we've all seen those crazy headlines about AIs going off the rails. But when an AI does something weird or unexpected, you have to ask, was that the raw brain in a jar, or was it the body built around it? And you know what? More often than not, the issue lies with the body. Those hidden prompts, those guardrails, not the core model itself.
This way of thinking is also absolutely crucial for regulation. You can't just pass one single law to regulate AI. It's not one thing. Good, effective rules have to target each layer differently. You regulate the model based on its training data. You regulate inference based on its server infrastructure. And you regulate the application based on how it's actually used out in the real world. And hey, if you're in business, this distinction is massive. You have to know what you're buying. Are you buying access to a raw model API, the brain, that's super flexible and you pay as you go? Or are you buying a finished application that's a whole polished experience,
but you're usually paying per person and getting locked into that one company's world. They are totally different products.
So here's the main takeaway. Once you really get the stack, model, inference, and application, you've got a powerful new tool for thinking. It really does give you a kind of X-ray vision to see the hidden machinery behind any AI you use.
Let's just circle back to our central metaphor one last time, because it really is the cleanest way to lock this in. The model is the brain in a jar. The application is the body built around it. And that body has its own rules, its own memories, and its own behaviors. And you, the user, you never touch the brain. You only ever touch the body.
And that leaves us with a really simple but powerful question to carry with you. The next time you see an AI do something incredible, or maybe something strange, or even something flat out wrong, just ask yourself this: was that the brain, or was that the body? The answer, I promise you, will change how you see everything.